Hello and welcome to part 3 of the smart way to find coins with a metal detector. In part 1 we done the science, in part 2 we went out and done some cherry picking of the high conductive targets. Now in part 3 we're going to go out and look for a wide range of targets, that's high and low conductivity targets, because we're on a potential Roman site. And the machine I'm using today is the Pt.3. Very similar in many ways to the ORX, but the Pt.2 has got a lot more features, plus it's multi-frequency. So without any further ado, let's get set up and get out into the field and we can talk a little bit more. So here we go, let's get started with part 3. I don't think we're going to be able to top part 2 somehow, but let's give it a try. The program I'm using on this DS2 is sensitive full tones, because the full tones audio gives a wide range of tones depending on target conductivity. Here we go, we're coming up there. Nice, 57, 56. We don't need to dig too deep really in this soil. We just need to take the top off, and if I could get between these crops, that would be absolutely perfect. In this case, it was just a piece of lead, look. That's coming up at a lovely 79. Okay, that's enough with the spade. Let's see if we can get closer with the MI6 probe. Exactly down the middle, look. I can see it, there it is. Looks pretty toasted to me. Don't think it's Roman, it's probably more likely to be Georgian or Victorian. But our first coin. Here we go, this is a real low conductor. You can see there, that's coming up at about 31. This one is right in between the crops, so I'm just going to be a little bit careful on this one. No, can't find it. Right, let's try the machine over it again. Yes, we've moved it. Excellent. Let's just grab some handfuls of dirt and just pass them over the coil. I know it's in my hand there, look. All the time reducing the amount of dirt which is in my hand. So as you can see there, it's in amongst this, and I can actually see it there, look. Well, there you are. That's a very, very low conductive targets. But as I say, on these Roman sites, you've got to investigate them because we're on an ancient site now. Our metal detecting has got to go to another level. We've got to advance our techniques. Shooting for those big conductive coins, that was the easy bit. But now we've really got to start thinking about things and just investigating a little bit more. Oh, what a banger. 83, look, and listen how loud that is. Oh, it's a big bit of lead. Well, actually, no, look. It's a really, really cool musket ball. Imagine being clobbered by something like that at high velocity. That'd do a bit of damage, wouldn't it? There you go. Now that's coming in really, really well, isn't it? It's coming up at 79, 88, 90. Now that's jumping around. Let's get right over the top of it so we can get a decent target ID. There it is. Wow. That's locking on at 92, 94. I can see it from here, look. Now I think that is a Roman coin. So there we have it. I think that is a Roman coin. I'm pretty sure that's a Roman coin. Nice and thick. Pretty well toasted, isn't it? I don't think we're going to get a very good idea off of that one. Nice big tone, nice big number, wasn't it? Unmissable. Something's had a bad day. That's off some sort of buzzard, you know. Would have been a big bird. Rest in peace, my friend. 84. I think we're moving it around a little bit. That is a massive piece of lead, and it's actually, now this is quite interesting, that is indeed a Roman pot mend. Now when the Romans had a hole in one of their clay pots, for example, they didn't just discard it, they used to plug the hole with lead. And this is what this is, they used to put lead on either side of the hole and just really compress it up. And you find quite a lot of those on Roman sites. Yeah, they're called pot mends. Now it's interesting to see that a lot of these targets appear to be almost near to the surface, and that's because every year when the farmer ploughs, he brings stuff to the surface, so he's doing our work for us really. We haven't got to go deep because the farmer's bringing it up closer for us to find easily. So also, as a rule, if the land is ploughed and there's lots of air in the land, the metal detectors don't quite go as deep as they would do on compacted ground, such as pasture like we saw on part 2. Well, it's very rare to get conditions as good as this. The farmer was very good letting us on the land when the crop's just coming through. A lot of farmers won't let you on the land. As you can hear there, we've got a lot of iron going on, a lot of iron on this site. There you go, it's just touching 70, 71. I think a scrape of the foot would be good enough. No, perhaps a little bit more. Little Roman coin, look. See that? That was on the surface, literally, I didn't see it. That was really interesting. Although that is a tiny, tiny little coin, it still come up as a big number. So even some of the tiny Roman coins, little bronze this one is, they come up as a high conductive target. So yeah, you just can't call it. Some are low conductors, some are mid conductors, some are high conductors. Decent targets, all fall within the conductivity range. Here's our low conductor, coming in at 46.54 with a low tone. Well, I can't find it. So it's probably going to be small, isn't it? Let's not mess about. Let's get the pinpoint probe on the job. It's in my hand. Can you see it? Maybe. No. Yes. That is a tiny little Roman coin, look. A real low conductive Roman coin. Quite good condition, I think, you know. People say don't rub coins, but I figure, well, they've been in the ground for 1800 years. A little rub. Can you see that? Fantastic. And I think that'll be a good point for us to finish on. A fantastic way to finish the video. A nice low conductive Roman coin. I hope that's given you a little bit of an insight into how to look for coins, the smart way to find coins, and the different techniques you need to adapt depending on the sites. For example, in part 2 we were cherry picking the high conductive targets, whereas today we're cherry picking the high and low conductive targets because we're on an ancient site. Well, that's it from me. Don't forget to subscribe to the XP newsletter, Facebook page, and indeed this YouTube channel. And you can see me using the XP machines over on my own personal channel called the Metal Detecting Skills School. But until then, thank you very much for your continued support, and I'll see you hopefully in part 4.